In this lesson, we're going to talk about two different methods that we have for beveling an object. Alright, so if you take a look at our object here, we've just got this simple shape poking out of here. And we're going to go ahead and bevel this, and it's going to be very similar to our previous lesson, but we're going to run into outside corners as opposed to inside corners on this one. Alright, so this first example, let's go ahead and grab all of the edges that we want to hold its shape, and we're going to continue those all the way through the model. So we don't just stop right here or right here, we're going to continue all the way through on those. Like that. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Edit Mesh. We're going to put a bevel on here. We'll go to our bevel options and we'll do segments of 2. And for the fraction, maybe we'll do 0.3 on that one. Alright, let's go ahead and smooth that out. We have a bunch of extra faces here that we need to get rid of. So we'll grab all of those and grab all of these, and we'll just delete those extra faces. Alright, so as you can see, this is a very, very clean method of doing it when you can run it all the way through the surface. But as we found out in the last lesson, there are scenarios where you won't be able to run this all the way through. Now, what I really want to look at here though, and let's go ahead and put a blend on here. So everything looks pretty good, but if we go into this corner right here, you can see this little highlight that's kind of poking out from each direction on this corner. And that's, probably not going to be desirable anyway, because you can clearly see that right there. You can only see it if it's really up close, but we can see it nonetheless. So let's see if we can do better than this method. Let's go over to this one, and let's go ahead and grab edges again, but this time we're going to grab only the ones that we want. So we're not going to continue these through the surface at all. Go ahead and grab those two and that one. So just the edges where we want to contain this shape. We'll go to Edit Mesh and we'll go ahead and do a bevel on there. Same basic thing. We're going to do 2 segments, and our fraction, we'll do 0.3 on that. I think that's what we did on this one. Yeah. Alright, so you can see that on our outside corners right here and right there, we've got some issues going on, and very similar configuration to what we had on the previous lesson, where we have that little butterfly shape in there. So let's hit the 3 key and let's get rid of all of these extra faces from the bevel. So we'll just delete those, and let's see if we can't go in and make this look a little bit better. Alright, so right off the bat, we're going to go to Faces, and we're going to delete that one, and then we know that this is an extra one as well. So we'll delete that. And now we've got a little bit of fix-up that we need to do to get all of these in a better alignment than what we have here. So let's grab those 4, and we'll get those moving in that direction. I'll hold down V, middle mouse wiggle over this one, and it'll line those up perfectly. Let's grab these. And these ones will get moving in this direction, and we're going to snap those to that point. This one right here, we can see is actually going up a little bit, so we're going to want to pull that down, snap it to that point. Alright, so all that looks good. We do have this one that we need to deal with now. And as in the previous lesson we talked about, it's generally a good idea to contain this stuff not on an edge, but in the middle of an area, a flat area like this. So I'm going to go up to this view, and I'm going to grab my multi-cut tool. So we'll go to Mesh Tools, Multi-Cut Tool, and I'm going to put one right there, one right there, and finally one right there. That'll give us corners to contain all of this information. Alright, this one I can drag to that corner, hold down Shift to snap it at 50%, and looks like I didn't get it, so let's do that again. Hit Enter, and let's go and grab this vert And we'll go up to our top view here. Maybe I'll turn my grid off. And same thing, we're going to hold down the C key, middle mouse drag on this line, and we're going to get those nice parallel lines right there. Then we can go to Mesh Tools, go to our Append to Poly tool, and fill this in. There you go. Now, if I make sure that this has a blend on it and I hit the 3 key, you can see that we get an absolute beautiful corner right here. And the cool part about doing it this way is, remember over here, we've got this coming out, all those edges that you kind of see that weird little highlight that's extending out there. Notice over here, we do not have that in any way, shape, or form. It's really, really clean over there. So this way, not only did we contain all of that information and didn't run it through the rest of the model, but it ends up looking better in the long run anyway. Requires a little bit of manual work for us, but that's okay. I mean, the result is much better. All right, now up on this one, you can see we've got the same basic thing going on. Let's grab the big face and the extra one, and now we can take these verts and we'll snap those in line with that one. Now these ones are a little bit harder. We'll go ahead for now, get those moving in that direction, and we'll snap it to this one so it's a straight line. But you see we're getting a lengthier distance right here. The length is a little bit longer than that one, and so I think we're going to end up spreading our bevel out too much on this one, but we'll see what it does. Alright, we'll go ahead and split this. And I'm going to grab that vert right there. And let's go to the top and just kind of see what we're doing here. It didn't really matter if we aligned it to that or not, just because of the way the geometry is moving here. I just want to make sure that I get nice parallel lines in there. Alright, we'll go into Mesh Tools and we're going to grab our Append to Polygon tool. And we'll fill those in. And we'll fill those in. Let's hit the 3 key. So it's fairly clean. It is kind of smoothing out a little bit much right here. And so I think we would want to go in and tweak this information a little bit, make it a little bit tighter. So let's take this one, bring it to there. Let's grab all of these and just kind of shorten that distance a little bit. Again, I'm looking at parallel lines. And then we'll just kind of blend that. Grab these, snap it to that point. You could bring these over a little bit as well, but let's see what this does. And that's actually much better. Notice this bevel isn't as big now. It's being contained much better in that area. Alright, so there's a look at 2 different methods that we can utilize to get good bevels on a surface and what those look like when they're actually smoothed. See you in the next lesson.